Hello, the countdown to winter holidays has already begun. Birmingham's Christmas markets are up and running, as they are across Europe. Meanwhile, looming over the horizon is the spectre of a Trump presidency, Brexit uncertainty and the implications of the autumn statement. On a brighter note, we have positive developments on wildlife protection. What does a Trump presidency mean for all of us? There's little clarity, but Trump sees Brexit as a tool to undermine the European Union, as a way of making America great again. Moreover, what we're hearing is quite concerning, particularly when it comes to our efforts on tackling climate change, boosting jobs and growth through SMEs trading more easily across the pond, and the equality and diversity agendas. Shame the highest glass ceiling hasn't been shattered by a woman. On Brexit shambles, unsurprisingly, we're none the wiser as to the direction this government is heading in. More embarrassing interventions. David Davis was in Strasbourg this week, underlying the importance of single market, only to be slapped down by number 10. And Boris Johnson, having raised the spectre during the campaign of Turkey joining the EU as a reason for leaving, is now saying to the Turks he will champion their membership bid, much to the anger of other Europeans who say, mind your own business. The Leave camp continue on their delusional rhetoric that exiting the EU will have little or no impact and attack anyone who puts across alternatives. Philip Hammond has acknowledged that Britain has an eye-wateringly large debt. The Brexit impact on public finances is a deterioration of £220 billion. That's by end of this Parliament alone, increasing our national debt to almost £2 trillion. This Tory government has failed on the deficit and on the debt. Plus, growth is down, wages are down, productivity is down. But Theresa May is promising tax cuts for big business. Where will this money come from? The NHS, education, other public services. We are witnessing a historic decline per head for NHS funding, the first ever since it was founded. What will be the cost to our society if these and other vital services, instead of getting more money, end up footing the Brexit bill? Meanwhile, the other flag bearer of Brexit, UKIP, are being investigated by the Electoral Commission for misspending taxpayer-funded EU cash. There's a leaked audit report circulating the corridors here, which alleges that the party wrongly used taxpayers' money to fund its own election campaigning during the referendum. To end on a more positive note, we voted on a report on wildlife trafficking. This will mean that law enforcement agencies in different countries will work closely to tackle crimes against wildlife, and it also calls for a ban on trade in ivory and rhino horns, as well as on import of trophies. You will recall that I instigated a declaration on this. I am pleased by this success. Like me, many of you are passionate supporters of animal welfare and will recognise that we have to prevent the decline of iconic species like elephants and tigers by joining forces across the EU. That is all for now, folks. Until next time, goodbye.